Coming in, flex. I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again, State your name, been dope on flame. I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again. I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything. Swimming, you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming. I put my low racks on it. I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it. See the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin. Money clip, I tossed it, I heard it's big bags on big bags on big bags coming, coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again. Pump up the action, I'm active. If he never heard of been dope, he just napping. Jackson's off the rapping. Keep it on my body, bitch, I'm broke if you ask it. Don't gotta sell it, most of y'all is flawless. Broken whips as long as it is foreign. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's in since she isn't gorgeous? Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest, do not know when knocking on the door is. Came in, I came in, I came in. Did it like the Porsches. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10, 10, 10, coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again, State your name, been dope on flame. I just switched the lanes. Damn, he did it again. I just flipped the pain. Stripping and dipping in bass, slab on everything. Swimming, you sinking away, cause I got big racks coming. I put my low racks on it. I ain't skip past losses, I had to get back off it. See the fit lab on it until they whip my coffin. Money clip, I tossed it, I heard it's big bags on big bags on big bags coming, coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again. Pump up the action, I'm active. If he never heard of been dope, he just napping. Jackson's off the rapping. Keep it on my body, bitch, I'm broke if you ask it. Don't gotta sell it, most of y'all is flawless. Broken whips as long as it is foreign. Heard you want it cause the yam's enormous. What's in since she isn't gorgeous? Live my life, last name of Morgan Freeman. Trying to touch a forest, do not know when knocking on the door is. Came in, I came in, I came in. Did it like the Porsches. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10 again. Okay, alright. Coming in, flex, I just wanna win, LABB, who we running with, 2, 2, 3, 3, I'm on 10, 10, 10,
What up, what up, what up?
What's the word, fellas?
Man, you know me, man. I'm always ready. I'm always just a little tad bit turned, you know what I mean, and ready to get to the discussion. I think we talking about something pretty important.
Dream life vibe right here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Dream life vibes right here, man.
Are you talking about that music?
Two people on here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For the people that are on here, make sure that you hit the like button. Let's hit that like button. Yes, indeed. Yeah, the other one too. Yeah, let's hit that like button. Make sure we share this out.
Make sure y'all share.
Absolutely. Because we're going to be talking about something I think is probably one of the most under talked about things, but probably one of the most important things, right? We're gonna be talking about from a mental standpoint, how do you obtain your dreams? How do you get there? And a lot of times people think, oh, okay, all I gotta do is I make a left and I make a right. I keep driving a little bit down the street, and then I make a turn another right on MLK, and then boom, I've arrived at my destination. But Byron, in your experience, is it ever that simple?
No way. I wish. If that was the case, I'd have been a billionaire when I was 19.
Facts. And so, a lot of times, in your opinion, Byron, like, from your experience, or Oneil, when you got the directions, right? You got all of the directions as to where you need to go, how you need to get there, the people you need to speak to get there, right? You know all of this information, and you still, for whatever reason, get stuck, right? You get discouraged, right? You fall short of where you need to be in order to get to that next level. Can you speak, I guess, before we even get this thing started, maybe Byron or Oneil, speak to what is it in that mind space that keeps us when we got all of the directions? I'm not talking to the people who lack the direction, because to the people who lack the direction, they think this part that we talking about right now is a joke. And they don't know that this is probably the most important part outside of the GPS system that gets you from point A to point B. Can you speak on that?
So yeah. Repeat the question one more time. So you asking, you have everything you need. Getting started.
Absolutely. So I want to speak to, because basically it's geared to why is this topic so important. And a lot of times we have all of the action steps that we need to, in order to get from point A to point B, right? But it's those things that we can't put in a direction manual that usually trips us up from getting from point A to point B, and that's our mindset. Can you speak to those things? That's what I want to know.
I would say for like the people that have everything in front of their face, they got a lot of people like that. They have no drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lot of athletes. You gotta think about it. They was hand-fed everything in their life. So typically, most times when you see athletes, if they don't go to the NFL, they don't go to the NBA, they lost in the sauce. They got so many contacts from networking, from playing in high school and college. Once they're done playing, once people are done doing things for them, they don't know what the hell to do, because they have no drive of actually putting the work to reach goals, because they've been spoon-fed their whole life. So I would just say people don't really have the drive to obtain things on their own. They always need help. They need somebody to hold their hand to get to the moon, right? So just like athletes, they need somebody to, hey, you need to go do this. Hey, you need to go do that. Let me tape your ankle for you. I know you can't do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let me wash your clothes for you, because you're too good to do it yourself. So I think that's the main thing, is just people don't have that drive they're not self-starters. They need a kick in the ass. They can't just get up and say, hey, I'm gonna go look at 18 houses today and put an offer on about 10 of them. They need the houses to come to them in the bed.
Virtual
investing.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Lazy, no hustle, no drive, and just want everything to be easy as fuck. And that shit does not work in reality.
Well, tell me this, because I sympathize or empathize with some folk. Let's say they do have a drive, Byron, right? They got the drive, they got the know-how, right? But they still find themselves getting stuck. Can you speak to that aspect? You know what I mean? Because we know that there's gonna be some lazy folk. Let's speak to that.
Right. Yeah. So, that's like you said, it's definitely gonna be, some lazy folk, and like Oneil talked about, that lack of drive. But the biggest thing is that fear kicking in, and them allowing fear, right, or allowing what can go wrong to just paralyze them and stop them. That's why we hear about the term, analysis paralysis, because, people with analysis paralysis, what's happening is they are, they study and they research, like, I got to know it all. I got to know it all. I got to know it all. Right. And then you have some people who don't even look at the material because they're scared of the success. And it almost sounds crazy, but I suffered from that too, right? Scared of success because I knew I was about to go into a new chapter in my life if I did the right things, but I wasn't necessarily, I was, again, fearful and being, just kind of on some like, I could talk about it. It sound good. It's good conversation to people that may not even be in this space, but that fear was just starting to kick in. And most people, it's hard for them to come face to face with fear. A lot of times people can't even identify their fear, because what happens is when they're ready to take action, they'll find everything else to do instead of taking the action and moving forward. So
Byron, hold on real quick, because you touched on something that's real important. And a lot of people not only they don't know this, and then the rest of them are probably too ashamed to admit that. Let's speak on that fear of success. Speak on that. Like, let's dive deeper. What does that mean? Let's get deeper.
Yeah, man. So, a lot of times we get comfortable. We get comfortable in our lives, right? We may complain. We may not like certain things in our life, but we become the habit of how we live, right? So it could be, I could be going to a job that I don't like, right? And then when I get off, I'm happy to get off. So that's my, my happiness. Then it depends on what my after work curriculum is afterwards. I may watch some shows and that's going to become my routine, right? And then the people I'm around, guess what we talk about? We talk about those shows. We talk about the things. So the things that I'm struggling with, I'm hanging around people that have the same, so that's keeping me comfortable. So we talk about the success, and I remember being like, man, I know when I'm rich, when I get rich, man, these rich folks, and I put these people on this pedestal, and what I'm doing is I'm not even trusting the fact or believing the fact that I can create this life. I'm just still stuck with, these are people that talk my language. These are the people that, that I'm comfortable around, and we can definitely vibe out. And these are my friends. But that fear of success is, damn, if I learn this, I may leave them people behind. Ooh. Damn, if I start doing this, people going to look at me different. Ooh. And when we live in scarcity, right, when we think that everybody wants something from us, now we feel like we got to completely change who we are and live this different lifestyle versus, just being on our journey. So a lot of times them fears kick in for people.
Wow, that was powerful. Make sure y'all are hitting the like button right now. We listen. Everybody who is listening right now, make sure you smash that like button, because we finna get deep. We not finna just get surface level with this here thing. So
I need to dig in that, man. I need to dig in that. Now,
yeah, dig in it, Oneil. Let's go.
Do you think that's a culture thing, or that's just is that just black people mindset, or is that just fear of success for everybody?
Poverty mindset. Ooh. Poverty mindset. And it's again, poverty has no color, right? In a country, you can say statistically, and a lot of times that points to, black people, we get the kind of the short end of the stick because of, the inequality that we had starting to get into the system of things, right? But at the same time, that mindset of, that we don't deserve it, or rich people, I got to hit the lottery to get there. We have this hoping and wishing. So when we hope and wish for this lifestyle so much, we can't even imagine putting the work in for it, because we just hope it's a dream one day, right? It's, again, obtaining your dream life. So your dream is everything you daydream, what you see, but then it's like, I don't know how to get that. And then when it's presented, well, hey, you can start this way. For some, is it too good to be true? Is it a scam, right? Because nobody I know did that. Wow. So, once people are willing to kind of walk through the fire, a lot of times people y'all know how many people, when y'all first started doing what y'all was doing, they would say, all right, well, let me know how that go.
Absolutely.
They don't see the money.
They don't see the money. And I can definitely identify with that fear of success, in a sense of, like Byron was saying, like when you grow up, let's say for instance, you grow up in a neighborhood, right? You got your friends, you got your circle, you got your folk, you got your routines. Okay. Routines play a big part in this. You got your routines and you got your set of comfortable order in your life, right? And now you're getting ready to introduce something that's going to upset it. The thing about it is a lot of people think that when you become successful, that your life naturally gets better, right? Oh, I'm successful now. I got what I wanted. Now I'm better. But a lot of times success brings in a new understanding of life, right? A new disposition in terms of how you deal and interact with the folk around you. Success brings new ways that you have to move because now you can't move in some of the same spaces that you were able to freely move in before in the same way. Now you able to still go back, you still able to do certain things, but you can't dwell amongst certain environments because some of those environments may be unsafe now, right? The conversations that you used to be able to freely have with the same folk that you grew up around, you may not be able to have your honest conversations, right? And vent your frustrations and problems around those same folk. You're going to have to find new folk to vent your frustrations and problems to because your problems going to sound like you bragging.
Facts.
Your problem's going to sound like you trying to make somebody else feel a certain kind of way. And it's not going to be what you thinking, right? It's going to be how they perceive it. And so for me, having that understanding, and knowing that, in every single level up, you're going to have these situations. And how do you deal with it? What are some of those practical steps that you take to kind of either insulate yourself from these issues or overcome them? That's what I want to know. And if y'all can speak on that, that'd be great.
Man, me personally, I'm a little different. I don't give a fuck what people say. I don't give a fuck what people think. That's include mama, daddy, brothers, sisters. It is what it is. Because I'll be honest, I don't really share what I do. Not with family members. Like me and my girl was just talking about that. I don't really I don't really communicate with a lot of my cousins like that because they don't understand at the level that I'm at. I can't really talk to you like that because you're not really understanding. What you said earlier is gonna come off as bragging, but it's really not. I'm just having an educated conversation on how to build some wealth. If you talking about go and get a pair of kicks, which you last $200, then I'm not interested in talking and having that conversation. Like everybody had friends they was cool with in high school. I was talking to one of my friends earlier, like he talking about he gonna pay his credit cards down and like I said, why your credit cards up? You buying stuff to make money or you buying bullshit? I just been spending all my money on myself. Like, bro, you stupid. You use credit to make money. use credit to make money, not buy stuff.
Straight up.
Just text phone. Like my friends don't tell me no crazy shit like that because I keep it real with them. Don't bring some dumb shit to me because I tell you it's the real.
Straight up. Straight up.
Hey, I love it, man.
How do you overcome that, Byron? Let's talk about it.
Man, it's definitely. I'm gonna say this for myself, man. 2019, 2020, those changed, life-changing years for me. And it was new, right? I mean, you talk about 2017, struggling, 2018, kind of some struggle years, kind of getting my feet wet. So it was definitely different. You know what I mean? And for me, what I struggled with, I wanted to be the same old B. I kind of still wanted to kind of be, I didn't want to change up on nobody. I didn't want people to kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like I kind of wanted, like you said, still be able to come around in the hood and be like, what up, fam? You know what I'm saying? Still having them conversations. And I think it did switch on me when I started being in that conversations. It was kind of like, what the hell are we talking about right now? Like who? Like y'all? We really talking? Y'all arguing about LeBron James? Y'all arguing about? You know what I'm saying? Y'all arguing about who the best hip hop lyricist? We've been talking about Biggie and Pac since '96. Like this is what we still talking about? And so I love people, but it was like I get it. Like the conversation really it really wasn't there anymore. And again, you know, you love them, and then it became, you know, coming around and being like people. This one, honestly, I don't like being announced like this. Big money in the house. That's Big B, the money man in the house. And you like,
is it hella uncomfortable?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. When I was broke, I was hoping somebody said big money.
Yeah.
But when you got it, you like, no, fam. Like, no. I ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think that at the end of the day, Byron, you said one thing key, you know, about just you have to find that new circle of friends, and it's all about vibrations. You know, how are you vibrating? What type of energy level you in? And so it's not the fact that, you know, you're better or that you're doing. It's just about the energy. So when you are you operate on a high energy level, and everything is how to produce and help and add value and all these things. Those conversations have to be around people like that, because if not, they talk about not you. I don't want to call them small minded, but if their mindset haven't shifted yet into, you know what I'm saying, into the value propositions and into those type of wavelengths, then, you know, it's gonna be sucking energy out of you. So you got to be around the people that, you know, can pour on you as well.
Wow. You know, it's funny, man. I think what was my transition phase was when it was a couple things. Happened to me that were game changing. Number one is I dove deep into books, right? So I dove deep into books. And when I dove deep into books, I realized, right, that it's people who think completely different from me in the world, right? And I don't mean that in a just a matter of fact kind of way, like really understanding that it was people that thought differently from the people that I was around, the people I grew up around, right? Oh, it's a different world. And then the second thing that was a life changer for me, man, honestly, was meeting guys like you. You know what I mean? I got on social media and I started being intentional about some of the people that I, you know, allowed to pour into my spirit and pour into my life. And once that kind of started happening, it almost kind of created a bubble, right? A bubble of positivity, a bubble of success, a bubble of a creation, right? Instead of complaint, right? Like right now on my social media timelines, I don't hear a lot of complaints. I hear a lot of creation. I don't hear a lot of problems. I hear a lot of solutions, right? Or if I hear problems, I hear solutions to the problems. I don't hear a lot of negative mindset. I hear a lot of positive mindset, or how to overcome certain obstacles, right? Even in the problems, I'm hearing education on how it was overcome. So those small things, man, like they go a mile long, because you'll think that those little negativity things that you allow to seep into your system don't have no effect, and they do. They 100% do. You know, it's funny. I found myself just kind of like, my girl, she likes to look at the news, right? She big on like looking at the news. And sometimes I look at the news too, you know what I mean? But like when you look at, if you listen to local news, bro,
Oh, bro.
It's drama.
Bruh, have you turned on your local news, bruh? Like, so for me, like when I hear it, it's like I have to be mindful of the fact, yo, I can't do too much of this, bruh. Like you hear about this person getting shot, this person getting robbed, this person getting jacked, this old person getting beat up for no reason. Like, yo, like after a while, it's like that stuff starts to seep into your system. And when it seeps into your system as an entrepreneur, a lot of times I feel like, man, it can psychologically block some of your blessings that you don't even know they're being blocked, because now that doubt is seeping into your system. That scarcity mindset is seeping into your system. All of the things that keep you from thinking positive about your next venture is starting to tear at your spirit and block you from being able to go to that next level, and you don't even know it. You know what I mean? So,
Beat that, bro.
you know,
That's powerful, bro.
Man, you hit on something that's really major. You talked about your circle. So really, you really talking about surrounding yourself with good energy.
absolutely.
So me, like I said on Clubhouse this morning, I'm a little different than a lot of people in my age group, right? Like on this, just like on this podcast, I'm the youngest one on here.
Mm-hmm.
On our podcast in the morning, on Business Over Breakfast, I'm the youngest one on there. When I grew up, I was the youngest one in my circle. So that shit should happen to everybody. So, me going back, I was 21 when I built my first house, 23 when I started in real estate. I was 23 when I got over my first year real estate. I gained over 470,000 net worth. All that happened because I surrounded myself with good energy. I surrounded myself with older people that's where I want to be. So if you put yourself in that area, that does only one thing: force you to grow. So the thing about it is, you want to obtain that dream life. You gotta put yourself in rooms, put yourself in circles where people have their life that you want to live, and then they'll teach you everything you need to know to get where they at.
Straight
You
up.
gotta be mature. You
Right.
gotta be mature. And you gotta have the right mindset because they're not gonna take you serious if you go in their circle talking about dumb shit. You talking about the news. You talking about this fine girl over there or these shoes. They don't give a fuck about that shit. They care about having a
Then they
good
don't.
time and making money. Having
Yeah,
a good time
that's a
and
fact,
making
bro.
money. Your family. Nobody want to talk
Facts.
about dumb shit if we making money.
Nah,
That's your
that's a
first boot
fact.
out the fucking good circle. Shut the fuck up. Talk about good.
Hey, you know what? I want to kind of piggyback off that, Oneil, because you said something real strong, right? And I like the fact how you describe it as dumb shit. And the reason I said I want everybody on here, and seriously, this may pinch, but if it's anything outside of you that you can't control, it's dumb shit. It's
Yeah.
dumb shit. It's not, whether it's gossip, whether it's, I could say sports. Yeah, we got our favorite team and shit. I don't know nobody
That's
play for the
bullshit.
Chicago Bulls. I don't know
That's
nobody that
bullshit.
play for the Chicago Bears. I don't know them. I can root for them. Do they pay me? No, they don't. Right? But that was
They're in a
tradition. I
different
see
state.
everybody else. Exactly. So when you see here's the thing. I'm gonna give y'all a gem. If you see everybody going left, you go right, because with the people that are going right are the people that are going in the right direction. Okay, the sheep follow, they gonna go. So if they're gonna fall off that cliff, they gonna go too. So everything else that you cannot control, the narrative of that situation, is literally dumb shit in your life. It really is.
Straight up. That's a fact.
Nobody want to hear about draining information. That shit. That's a mood killer. That's a mood killer. That get your ass the boot ASAP. Man. Nobody want to hear about that, man.
Man,
Right.
straight up.
But you
So
know, just surrounding myself around y'all, surrounding myself around, like Byron said, all the friends on social media. Like, look at the shit hit Fam 500 just did. Like, damn.
crazy.
Incredible.
Like, don't that inspire y'all just like it inspired me?
Crazy.
Bro. Make it
I gotta get to
possible.
work. And
You know it's possible.
He's a black male just like us, so it makes me feel if he do it, I could do it like that or even better. That's my
Absolutely.
mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I love it.
Facts.
Man, so peep this, man. So this is what I want to know, man. So we talking about, building your dream life, right? So let's get granular, man, because the folk want to know some actionable steps. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of those steps that? Okay, we'll start with Byron. What are some of those steps you took, right, at building your dream life? And I'm pretty sure you're probably still working on building your dream life. I know I definitely am. You know what I mean? But moving towards wherever your dream life is, or maybe you're living part of your dream life. I don't want to give you, a declaration. You know what I mean? But what are some of those actionable steps that you've taken to help you get to that destination?
Yeah, man. So, for one thing, man, was diving into personal development books. When I realized what personal development meant, it kind of went over my head. I was just thinking like, self-help, you hear these things, and it was almost like this laughable stuff, right? Like, what these people over here all positive and, what's up with this, man? What's up? And because my mindset wasn't there. And when I started really diving in on how important it was to, as far as habits and what the routine I was living in right now, and I'm not now, but then, and like those things start really sparking my interest. And I started seeing just like, yo, these people operate different. And they talking about how money flowing to them and how they, let me start figuring out these things. So the first thing I dove in was personal development. Then I started investing in myself, right? I started investing in these programs that talked about self-help, that talked about ways to create habits, right? And I had to identify the habits that I was doing that wasn't serving me, right? Just playing, playing a game when I got off work, just playing a game for 3 hours and getting high, for the rest of that night and not doing any type of work. At work, just BS, and I'm looking up ESPN and caring about sports stats, and those things was really irrelevant to me. So I had to relearn on what was really beneficial to me, and then I had to learn what was my identity. Like my identity had become a working man. Like that's what I was. That was my identity. I was a working man. No type of purpose, no nothing. I just woke up and went to work every day, and that was it, right? And so, identifying, getting help to realize what's my purpose in life. Like, why am I here? Why did God put me on this earth? And I think everybody on here, God put you on this earth to serve somebody, some people, right? He gave you a gift that only that you possess. And so, figuring those things out to definitely help you.
Wow. Oneil, man, let's speak on it, man. Like, how, what are some actionable steps that you took to help you start building out your dream life? Like, what are some of them steps look like for you?
Man, first things first, I'm a dreamer. Like the topic of this, I dream a lot. So, everything that I want, I know that I can have. So, if I want something, I got to do everything in reverse to get that. So, if I want a big ass house, I got to figure out like what state it's gonna be in, what city it's gonna be in. I want brick, I want siding, I want a 4-car garage or 8-car garage. Once I figure that out, I need to know like what I'm comfortable paying. I'm paying $2 million, $3 million. I need to figure out what's the monthly payment gonna be on that, and then I work it backwards. So I need to start this business, that business, that business, that business. I need 2 businesses at least to pay for my house, at least 3 businesses to pay for all my cars, another business for my kids to go on vacation. So that's what I do. I'm a dreamer. I dream about something, and I reverse engineer that, and I take action on that. And I don't stop until I get what I gotta do, because I'm not living my life to work for somebody else. I'm not living my life to work 40 hours for 40 years to only get 40% when I retire. I want to make my own money, my own income. So, and again, surrounding yourself around the right people that's there. So the actionable steps is you got to fix your mindset. You have to be confident in yourself that you can obtain anything that you want. And you have to actually do the fucking work to get there. You can't be praying to God, just give me $1 million. If you give me $1 million, I'll be faithful to you. Nah, you got to put the work behind that shit. You can pray for it now, but you'll never get it until you put the work in. And then you got to be consistent with the work. Not work on Monday and say, fuck it for the rest of the week and start again every Monday. You got to be consistent. Don't be scared to fail. Learn every time you fail and get better, and always look for ways to get better and invest in yourself. The thing about us, we rather invest in everything else, but they ain't about to spend $1 on our goddamn self. We'll buy a new car. We'll go to the fucking club. We're gonna get some J's and post the shit on Instagram. But now when it comes to the J's $250, they got a course for $200. I'm gonna spend the $250 on J's. Fuck that. Hey, come on, man. We gotta do better than that shit. So
and do all that for one compliment, for somebody to say, man, them hard.
Facts. And then once they crease, they done.
Right. Your resale value, everything go down.
Oh,
right.
Man.
It's like people don't find it important to invest in themselves. So it's just like they have a course that's $1,000, or I can go take a trip for $1,000. You'd be surprised. 99% will take the trip. I'd rather make memories than learn how to make more memories.
Wow.
Facts.
Wow.
Hey, Byron, let me ask you this, though.
Yeah.
On a trip.
Let me ask you this. Oneil breaking that, I love it, because Oneil talking about that, right? He said what people would rather spend their money on. Byron, like, in your opinion, why do you think why are they comfortable of doing that?
Again, man, I think it's comfort, man. I think it's comfort. I think most people, bro, want to go along with the crowd, bro. I think most people are comfortable saying, if everybody else doing this, then it must be right. Let me not stick out and try to do something outside of what everybody else is doing. I think that right there is probably what keeps most people from being successful. On top of caring a lot about what people think about you, people pleasing to an extent to where you or don't advocate for yourself to get what's best for you. And then another thing is, I think a lot of people just fear success, bro, and don't even know it. They don't even know it. Now they'll take the money, right? So nobody will deny, they won't like refuse the money, but because the money, just getting some money it don't come with no consequence other than, you know, the trouble that it'll probably bring you after you get it, but you don't know any better. But building success, bro, it takes a different crowd of people that you hang around. It takes different disciplines, right? You got to discipline yourself. Like, you can't allow yourself to do foolish, stupid things like you used to do before. You just can't. Like, you can't move just the same way. And I think a lot of people just don't want to be dealing with that, bro. You know what I mean? They just want to kick it with the same old people that they kick it with. They don't want to offend anyone that is close to them in that way. And they don't even know it. They'll talk themselves out of it, right? Without even really doing the research within themselves, doing that deep work to even recognize that that's the issue. And that's what I think keeps people. But if I can speak to what it was, like the practical steps that I took, man, I think I struggled with caring a lot about what people thought about me. I struggled with spending too much of my money. Even though I made a lot of money, I still spent too much money to invest properly when I was younger. And a lot of that was just what I was taught. I was taught growing up, man, that, even in church, I learned in church, bro, man, if you got it, you're supposed to look good and abundance, all that abundance mindset preaching. And what they taught a lot of times was good in a sense, but it was kind of toxic, because what it did was it made people want to look good. You wanted to have that big Benz at the church. You wanted to pull up in that nice suit at the church. You want to have this fresh outfit at the church to impress people who ain't give a fuck about you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Or was either hating on you anyway. So I found myself kind of in a cycle of spending money to look good for folk who didn't give a damn about me anyway. I found myself in a cycle of doing things to please others, right? Instead of doing things that ultimately served me at my highest and best, right? And so I think my game changing experience, bro, was when I went to jail, bro, and it broke me down to my lowest common denominator, and I realized how much people really don't give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? And I realized all of the things that I thought that mattered really don't matter. And then once I started getting to that real version of myself, and I got to my deepest version of my core, and I start talking to me, and really starting to get to know me, I realized that I don't care about a lot of things that I gave a lot of my energy to. I don't care about driving the nicest car. I really don't. I don't care about being the flyest dude in the room. I really don't. I just don't care about that stuff as much. Now, I'm starting to care about it a little bit more now. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? But in general, at my core, I don't care. And when I realized that about myself, and I started, really getting deep with myself, I said, man, I'm gonna live my life for me. And when I started doing that, man, I started just saving up money, because now I don't have nobody to impress. I'm gonna live in something that 100% serves me. I'm gonna drive something that 100% serves me. I'm gonna go out to places that I really want to go to, not to try and impress nobody. I don't care what nobody thinks about me. I don't care. And once I started doing that, bro, my life literally skyrocketed in all of the best ways, right? I had already distanced myself from a lot of folk, right? Because I realized nobody really give a damn about you like they say they do. And so as a result of that, I it was easy for me to start building new relationships and better relationships. And so as a result of me doing that, man, those simple practical steps, bro, were literally, I can literally look at just those little action steps that I took, and I can place those things at the forefront of what were the catalysts that helped me gain my level of success today. And that's a fact.
Hey, that's super dope, bro. Like, just even listening to you, and I think anybody, like, again, smash that like button, because what Byron was just dropping again, he found your peace. You start realizing that them outside stuff, sources and things just didn't matter. And you were able to come to a moment of peace and realize, man, this is the life that I want to live. And I think that's, I think it's so important, because one thing and I hope this thought don't leave me, but and I want to be real quick with this. Man, you know what? I got to come back, bro. It was on my head. I had it, and I want to acknowledge you. It's going to come back.
It's going to come back.
It's going to come back.
I gotta acknowledge something before I forget, man. We all got some fresh haircuts, man.
Them boys on their way, man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? My barber took care of me today.
Yes, indeed.
I'm here looking a little full right now.
I see you, man. I see you gonna have a Grizzly Adams soon, man.
Yes, indeed.
But man, honestly, I think right now we're all living our dream life because we're living for ourselves. We're living confidently. We all said it. We don't give a fuck what nobody think. I think once you get to that mind, once you get to that space in life, I think you're actually living your dream life because you're happy with yourself, you're confident, you're not waking up thinking about what somebody else think about you. You're just living for you. And I think that's the key to obtaining a dream life is you living for yourself and your family. You walking in your own purpose and you don't give a fuck what nobody think. That's what I think obtaining, your dream life is. What y'all feel about that?
No, I totally agree, bro. Like, and that's what my thought came back. So basically, like how you said, just not even the fact that you're not giving a fuck what nobody think and things like that. One thing I think what people get caught up at is, when it comes to success is, thinking about who you're gonna leave behind, right? But I want to share with y'all, everybody on here, you ain't got the same friends since first grade. You ain't got the same friends since sixth grade. You ain't got the same friends probably when you turn 20. You go through cycles, and friends are like cycles. So that current group that you are with, you don't have to look at it like I'm leaving them behind. Family is family. You're gonna always have family, right? You may in success, you can possibly, surpass them, but you can always encourage them, right, and point them and get them the resources to become what they can become. But people gonna continue coming in and out your life. So never feel that you gotta leave somebody, that's just part of the process. Because you've been left your first grade friends.
Yeah.
That's a fact. And I love my first grade friends, man. We was cool as fuck.
That's my boys.
Yeah, you know what I mean? We used to shoot marbles, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yo.
Hey, Ninja Turtles.
All that, bro.
Ain't nobody was shooting no marbles when I was in first grade.
Hey, y'all was the iPad generation. You know what I mean?
Pokemon. That was his generation.
Yes, indeed, man. Yes, indeed. But tell me this, man. So let's speak on this, man. Let's get to it, man. I really want to talk about this because this is important. What are some of the challenges, right, that you've experienced on your journey of trying to reach your dreams, like to live your dream life? What and also not just the challenges that you've had to overcome, right? And let's dig deep because I really want to make sure we spit the real. Let's be honest, be vulnerable. Let's be honest. You know what I mean? And really, really share because I really feel like this part is gonna help people the most. What are some of the challenges that you've experienced before? And what are some of the challenges that you're experiencing now?
Ooh,
Let's talk about it.
I guess I'll go first. So
go ahead, Oneil.
Things like we said, relationships will not be the same at all. That's close friends, family, things like that. And then it's uncomfortable for a lot of people to watch you grow and step into a different space in your life. So it's gonna be a lot of jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Like what B was saying. You walk into a room, everybody be like, "Hey, big money, let me hold something." I ain't gonna lie, that shit is uncomfortable. I know it is for me.
Right.
Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Facts.
But
You good?
speak on some of those personal. I want to hear some of those
Oh, yeah, I'm
personal
about to get it.
conflicts. Oh, okay,
I'm
okay,
about to
okay.
get it.
Yeah, let's
So
dig deep.
if you 100% invested in growing and attacking and reaching your dreams and goals, a lot of people gonna suffer. My girl had to sacrifice. My kids had to sacrifice because if daddy trying to reach a certain level for us, daddy got to focus on mindset. I got to read. I got to hang out with the friends that's doing it what I got to do. So I'm sacrificing a lot of time with y'all. For us to get to the next level, I gotta put 100% into myself. So for the benefit is all. So you could just sacrifice, what I'm saying, another 2-3 years, we could do whatever the fuck we want in our 30s. And a lot of people don't understand that. So there's plenty of times like, could have left my family could have left me. But, we here today, but we in a different space. Like my girl hasn't worked since she was 23. She just turned 28.
Wow.
I tell her that
Wow.
all the time. How many people can say that? You live in a 4-bedroom
Facts.
house. You picked the house you wanted. I didn't pick it because I
Wow.
don't give a fuck where I live. You know what I'm saying? At 23,
That's strong. That's
and
strong.
we got three kids. And we black.
That's beautiful. That's
Hey,
beautiful, bro. And you in Louisiana.
hey, you in Louisiana? You in the
And I'm in the
booth?
worst state. I'm in the worst state in America, in USA. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people doesn't understand the mindset and the hard work that it takes to reach success. So if you don't have those people in your life that understand it, they think you're a weirdo. They think you all for yourself. At the end of the day, you're really not.
So
You just
speak on that real quick, Oneil. Speak on that. Like, what did those challenges look like? What did some of them conversations look like? How did you, how did you speak to the family? What did you tell the family to help them, to chill out for a little while and give you space in order to grow? What did that sound like?
I'm still saying that shit sometimes. Because you never really feel like you once you reach a goal, like it's never good enough. You always want to go to the next level. So I'm like, I ain't trying to buy shit we don't need. Like I had to buy my first vehicle January of 2020 because we had our third kid. So there's no more riding the car. We got to get an SUV.
Mm.
So I literally bought that shit on the day my daughter had to go home. So you know what I'm saying? I don't buy shit that I don't need.
Wow.
Yeah.
I said we chilling until we 30.
Facts.
So I'm gonna grind my ass off. And then by the time we hit 30, you can give the fuck you want because I'm gonna have it bag.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Determination.
So people gotta understand, like, you gotta chill the fuck out. You see people on Instagram getting this, that. You can go get that with somebody else. You ain't getting that with me.
So what did that conversation sound like? So what was you saying? What was you telling her?
Right. She was like, she's still like that. Like, you work hard for us and I can't get this and that. Yeah, you can get it, just not now.
You get it later.
Like, people don't understand. Like, you really have to invest a lot of time, a lot of money into yourself to go to the next level. And like I said, people get uncomfortable when they see you doing better than them. So, like, it's weird. Me and my dad don't even have the same relationship that we do because he used to be the man in the family. Everybody has that person in their family that's successful. Everybody asks advice to. That shit changed in my family. Everybody come to me. So
Yeah.
I don't know if he's jealous or uncomfortable, but our relationship is not the same no more. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I try to make money with my family. I try to make money with anybody. So, I ask my dad, hey, let's do this deal. It's always a fucking problem every time. Every time he make this shit hard. Like, why wouldn't you want to make money with your friend, like with your son? I'm trying to tell you exactly what to do. Let's just go do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just my relationship with my parents not the same. The relationship with my girl getting better because she's starting to understand. Because she's growing into an entrepreneur.
Wow.
It's just a lot of different things, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
amazing.
shit people don't talk about.
Straight up.
Like a lot of shit.
Facts.
it's fucked up while you trying to make it to a level where nobody is. You trying to be a 1%, or you are 1%. A lot of people don't talk about the family shit that happens, and that's just real shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, thanks for sharing that, bro. That was deep. Byron,
For real,
man,
bro.
that was real shit right there, bro.
Hey, for real, bro. Man, like that, and everybody on here, like that's 100 what Oneil talking about. You know, and again, that's his challenges that he shared, and it's kind of go into that same question. You know, my challenge was I had to isolate. You know, I had to realize that, like you said, the people, I loved them and things like that, but it wasn't no party, and it wasn't. I stopped going out. You know, I remember even my family, right? Some of my family thought I was crazy. Like, yo, like why you know, I get it, but you got a degree. You can't, right? Go get you a good paying job. You can go, come on now. And then and I remember telling, you know, my family, like, yo, so far most these companies will only gonna pay me $55,000. Well, that's good money. Like, that's good money to you, but it ain't enough for me. And you know, so you know, you got differences because now it's me saying things like that is almost, I think I'm better than it.
Oh, you
Because
better
I'm saying I won't, right? Because I won't settle for them giving me $55,000 and after Uncle Sam and take all my money. I'm only left with what I'm making
30.
barely $30,000. Hell no, right? Then everything else, bro. Like, I mean, I remember living check to check on a $57,000 salary, 62 with bonuses. I remember living check to check. And so, you know, again, the challenges, bro. Y'all know me. I love sneakers. I done buy gym shoes for 4 years. That hurt. I used to look at every Jordan release that came out, and I couldn't buy them shits. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't afford. I'm gonna tell y'all the true story. The Jordans, I think that was 2016. Jordan, the Carolina Blue 11s came out. Legends, that's what they was called. Y'all know I spent my last money on them shoes. Yeah, can I tell y'all a real shit? I ate peanut butter and jelly for 2 weeks for some shoes.
Oh my God.
Peanut butter and jelly for 2 weeks. There's some Jordans I didn't even wear because guess what? They were so sacred to me. I ain't want to put them on my feet.
Wow.
Peanut butter and jelly. Didn't even have enough money to give me the KFC $5 box. That's how broke I was, y'all. So again, just the challenges, man. You know, people, man, telling me, B, what's up, bro? Where you at, man? You this what you doing? You know what I'm saying? And I honestly, I'm blessed to have Sharnice because it was like at one time it was only 3 people that understood me, bro, and she was one of them. 3 people. Could you imagine that? Going from a circle of probably 20 plus people to only 3 people understanding what you're doing and what you're going after. And some people cheer me on, you know, like, man, B, but I'm not gonna say that they didn't believe in me, but they didn't believe in me. They didn't believe in me. It was kind of like I remember when I started making things happen, it was like, oh, I see you, B. You making things happen. Then when I started making big shit happen, it was just like, oh, bro, I need to sit down with you. Let's do lunch. Get the fuck out of here. My fucking time ain't worth a goddamn $20 meal. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like, that was challenging though. Even then, because some of them I wanted to say yes, but then it was like, you know, Sharnice even tell me, like, was they with you when you was grinding? Was these some of the people that was they calling you then? They calling you right now, right? Because they see what you just did. Okay, you ask yourself, should you go out to lunch with them? So then I became nice. I did a few Zoom calls, but that's about it.
Wow. That's amazing, bro. That's amazing. So speak on it, man. I want to dig a little deeper. What was that? What are some of your challenges now, right, that you facing personally with getting to that next level? What are some of them things that you dealing with now?
Man, so the one thing I'm gonna be open and transparent. When you are around high level people, you know, and you see them operating at a high level, that puts pressure. I would say what, you know, I've come to like, dang, man, like my bro Neil over here killing. You know what I'm saying? My bro over here trap killing. Man, him 500 in here doing, all right, I gotta step my game up. And sometimes that step my game up piece can kind of take me off of my goal because my goal is different than their goals, right? And if I start trying to equivalent to how much money it is right? We don't talk about the beautiful thing about, we don't really talk about the numbers. We may talk about the overall, we may did in a month or something like that, but we ain't like, oh, I got this much money in the bank. We don't talk about that type of stuff. But the beautiful thing about it is what I had to learn with challenges like, yo, B, you in a whole nother lane to yourself, bro. You in a mobile home game. Who chasing you? Bro, fuck that shit up, man. Don't listen. Everybody in a different lane. Focus on what you have. And so that was one of my challenges because my peers were, man, like, I love it, killing. But then I had to realize, yo, stick to my plan, stick to my goals, and then those results right there will, put me on the playing field with anybody.
Wow, bro, y'all have spit some absolute bars, bro. You know what I mean?
We need to hear from you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I ain't scared. You know what I'm saying? I would say, man, some of my biggest challenges, man, honestly, man, was really with me. Me making me better. Me not taking losses to heart, right? And not taking wins to my head. Me not living to please people, right? Being intentional about, not being a people pleaser, right? And living in my own truth, bro. I never really had an issue with isolating myself and getting myself focused on what I need to be focused on. But I would say, man, sometimes, man, when it came down to making real critical decisions that I felt like would benefit me, sometimes I'm hesitant. Even now, sometimes I'm hesitant to make those critical decisions because, I don't want to upset the apple cart. Or I don't want to piss anybody off, or I don't want to let anybody down. Even on my team, sometimes I know it's decisions that need to be made that are ugly. And I'm hesitant about making those decisions sometimes because, oh man, I don't, they gonna feel this way, they gonna feel that way. You know what I mean? Another challenge that I face, man, I still, to this day, even struggle with getting outside of I'm not gonna say my comfort zone because it's not about a comfort zone for me at this point. It's more so, I tend to be more of an analytical person, right? So I'm a highly analytical person. And when you're analytical, sometimes you will overthink yourself out of an opportunity. Not in an analysis paralysis type of way. I know a lot of people tend to want to think of that because I'm still a risk taker. I'm still an entrepreneur, been an entrepreneur. But sometimes when you analyze things so much, you will predict what the outcome will be before you give it a full try. And that can be problematic for an entrepreneur because you're never going to get it all the way right. You're never going to have it all figured out. You're never going to have all of the pieces figured out. But me, naturally, I'm going to try to calculate how I can reach my outcome the best, the easiest, the fastest, the most efficient. And sometimes, man, that can be a hindrance to just jumping out there and figuring it out. But at the same time, that nature or that side of me has helped me too. Right? Because where I do shine is when I do something, when I do a business, I do it right. I have the mechanics of that business right. And I can sustain that business over time in a very, very effortless way because when that analytical mind makes things function right. You understand what I'm saying? And so where a lot of people are struggling trying to figure it out, or they're super busy and they don't have time for anything other than, whatever, I'm chilling because I've structured things in a way that it works well. And so I would say, man, my greatest strengths, man, are sometimes my greatest enemies at the same time, or my Achilles heel at the same time. Where I shine is with systems, putting systems together. But at the same time, I struggle with just jumping out there without a system. And so I'm working on getting better at all of those things, man, on a day-to-day basis, man. And I look at entrepreneurship as a self-development journey. Every day I'm getting better. Every day I'm getting more consistent. Every day I'm getting more, discipline in my ways and my actions, right? I focus most of my energy on my goals and less on my carnal desires. Because it's easy, man, to get caught up in the chasing women when you're successful. It's easy to get caught up in chasing a lot of carnal things, man. Like, and I try my best, man, to refrain from all of those things that keep me sidetracked from reaching my goals. Because I know ultimately, yeah, I may indulge in those carnal things and like them in the moment, but I'll hate myself for what it distracted me from being able to achieve. And so for me, it's getting better at focus, getting more disciplined, and really just staying on that straight narrow line to reach whatever goal I'm trying to reach. So that's my struggles. I laid it out on a platter. You know what I mean? And that's me, man.
Man, bro, I love this, man. I think everybody's sharing. The fact that all three of us came on here, we open, we vulnerable to share, where we lack. Because that's one thing, again, it's real. Not only because it's real shit, because we're not sugarcoating, man. We're not sugarcoating nothing, man. We're not on here saying we do this the absolute best. And you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about wins, losses, problems, real shit in your life. And this is the type of conversations that you can relate to. I see Larry in the comments was saying, he really relates to you, Byron. Like, man, that's my challenge. And again, thanks for sharing that. Right. And things like that is so relatable. These are the reason why we want to bring you, content like this, because you can hear so much good shit. Everybody can tell win. But who dives into the bullshit? Who dive into the shit that you like, that makes you uncomfortable? Like, that's the shit. And most times you got to pay for the shit that make you uncomfortable. Like, for real, y'all go get a life coach. Your life coach will make you feel so uncomfortable. But that's the point. That's the point, because that's how you're going to get outside your comfort zone. Man, I love this one, man.
Yes, sir. Man, I hope somebody takes some of the information we said. I hope y'all learn from the stuff that we said and grow from it. Hope it helped y'all out. But yeah, that's it. We'll see y'all next Wednesday.
Absolutely.